Hello, neighbors. Welcome to Fantasy Football Today in 5. Adam Azer, Dan Schneier here. Mr. Rogers joining us today. We're talking about Malik Nabers. I just went to YouTube and watched the intro to Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood to try to get the voice, the cadence. I don't think I've ever seen it before, actually, Dan, but you love Malik Nabers. Could be a top 5, maybe top 6 pick wide receiver out of LSU. And what do you love about him?
I'm so excited I get to talk about Malik Nabers. He is my favorite receiver in this draft class. Not my number one. That's Marvin Harrison Jr., but just my favorite Dan Schneier type receiver because he does the things that I love that I think translate to the NFL level. And, I've seen him comp to Antonio Brown, and I can't argue with that comp because something I see so similar in their game is their speed release off the line of scrimmage. It's why he was basically unstoppable, Nabers, on slot fades and slot verts with LSU. So they kept going to him on that. And what do you see at the NFL level? The cheat code for NFL offensive coordinators is slot fade, slot verts. It's an easy way to create separation. And that's why Malik Nabers had the highest yards per route run in the entire class. And as I've mentioned before, Adam, on previous shows, every show we're on, yards per route run is the stickiest wide receiver stat year over year as far as production goes. He also had by far and away the most yards per route run against zone. That's where he really kills. And NFL defenses play a lot of zone these days. There's very few coordinators who run a lot of man. He had 1,568 yards receiving, Adam, 17.6 yards per catch, 14 touchdowns, played just about half his snaps out wide, but more snaps in the slot. So I think that's something interesting to consider. But really what you see from Nabers that makes him stand out is his post-catch ability. It's how he transitions as a pat receiver to a ball carrier. It really looks a lot to me like a souped up, more explosive, faster version of what Zay Flowers did at Boston College as far as catching the ball, transitioning to a runner once you have caught the ball, and then making your moves to set up what you're going to do. And he had the fourth most forced missed tackles with 30 in the entire class, Adam. He had the fourth most yards after the catch with 580 yards after the catch. The third most deep yards, according to Pro Football Focus, was 624. There's really not anything he can't do. And I think I give credit here to Nate Tice because I just saw this breakdown right before we came on the pod, Adam. But he does everything right. And this is a good example against Mississippi State. He's running a vertical route where he creates a separation. And he even has the nuance in his game to present your hands late. And why is it important to present your hands late on a vertical route, Adam? It's because you want to get that defensive back, give him the least information possible as far as where the ball's going to be and where you're going to be, and he reels it in. So I just love Nabers' ability to potentially impact fantasy football with his yards after the catch ability, his play strength, and then what he could do as a deep receiver on those vertical routes. I think no matter where he goes, he's going to be a weapon in year one for you in fantasy, Adam. So he's somebody who I'm going to be targeting in a lot of leagues.
Well, I don't want him to see, from a fantasy standpoint, I don't want to see him go to the Giants, and a lot of mock drafts.
That's true.
Giants taking him at 6 overall. I mean, I think the Chargers would be much better. So give me like a round, give me rounds in a 12-team league where, let's say they bring back Keenan Allen, but not Mike Williams, and they draft Malik Nabers 5. What round then for Nabers, and what round if he goes to the Giants?
Okay. And then we'll do like a mystery trade up team because I still think that that's in play as well. People really, because there are GMs that have him as wide receiver 1 over Harrison, which is crazy because Harrison's so good, but it makes some sense. So Chargers, if he goes there, no Williams, I'm going to take him, Adam, as early as round 3. I really am. I love this guy's ability to potentially be an immediate difference maker. It'll probably be mid to late round 3. But that's where I'm looking to target him. If it's the Giants, Daniel Jones, are you telling me Daniel Jones is quarterback, or are they made some kind of play at quarterback?
No, I mean, look, if they take him in the first round, how are they going to get a lot better at quarterback? It seems unlikely. So it's Daniel Jones.
It's Daniel Jones at quarterback. In that case, it's just a little bit, probably around 6 or 7 for me.
Okay. That's Dan Schneier. I'm Adam Azer, and that was Malik Nabers. And we will talk to you tomorrow on Fantasy Football Today in 5.